Our movie kicks off with this guy every single morning. He gathers his bullets, weighs them on a scale, and then loads them into the mags one by one with extreme precision and care. By day, he's hanging out with rifles and weapons, and by night, he's walking around looking over his shoulder like a crazy person. This is the guy with the best track record in all the international sniper units. All by himself, he can take down an entire terrorist cell, and even hitting a target in the neck in the middle of the night in total darkness is child's play for him, or blasting a coin from 500 meters with insane accuracy. His colleagues nicknamed him the Snipe King, but the ones whose hearts were eaten up by jealousy threw him under the bus and sent him on a vacation to prison, which caused his beautiful wife to travel to the other world. So, what's the journey of an ideal sniper turning into a bloodthirsty butcher who wants revenge? And how will he be able to stand all alone against an entire sniper squad and mafia gangs? Let's see what the story is in the peacekeeping forces in Asia. There's a powerhouse sniper unit called the Falcon, and it's considered the school that churns out the toughest marksmen in the world, thanks to their aim that's like magic. Wherever the Falcon snipers go, criminals start saying their prayers and prepping their shrouds. There isn't a mission they've entered that they didn't finish with smashing success. They free thousands of hostages and blow the heads off thousands of terrorists. Among these snipers, there were two who were the cream of the crop, and the sharpest of them all, named Hong Ba and Long Tu. These two trained under a grandmaster and weapon king in the Chinese army. Hong Ba was a pro sniper who could hit a coin from 400 meters, but Long Tu was levels above him. From a distance of 500 meters and with maximum wind speed, he could put a hole through a coin while it was sitting on top of an apple, which is something that had never happened in the history of snipers before. Because of this phenomenal talent, the intelligence director appointed Long Tu as the leader of the Falcon sniper unit, and that made his brother and colleague Hong Ba bitter and resentful towards him. One day, the organization tasked the Falcon unit with a mission to take out a bank robbery gang led by a leader named Ma Fong. This criminal had hostages with him, so the mission required super high precision where not even the smallest mistake was allowed. Long Tu took the left wing with his observer Ah Hai, and Hong Ba took the right wing. Suddenly, the leader Ma Fong grabbed the bank manager's son by the neck and threatened him, demanding a helicopter and $100 million. To save his son's life, the bank manager agreed to the demands, so command issued an order to the snipers not to make any reckless moves. But suddenly, Long Tu noticed that Ma Fong was holding a hand grenade, and not just that, he was getting ready to pull the pin, which meant all the hostages would die. So Long Tu decided to pull the trigger and drop the target to save the day. But unfortunately, the manager's son fainted at that exact moment, and his head tilted, so the bullet went through his head too, and he died. After this incident, the authorities immediately investigated why Long Tu fired without an order, even though he kept explaining until his throat was dry that the situation was extremely dangerous, and that if the grenade exploded, everyone would have been buried in one hole. That's why he fired. His observer Ah Hai said he couldn't see clearly, and that his job was just to watch the perimeter, so he couldn't confirm his story. And when they asked Hong Ba, the observer on the right, he said, "I didn't see the leader trying to pull the grenade pin." It was obvious that Hong Ba saw everything clearly through his scope, and knew Ma Fong was going to open the grenade, but he lied and said the opposite of the truth to frame Long Tu and get him kicked out of service and sentenced to 4 years in prison for manslaughter. From then on, Hong Ba took Long Tu's place and became the leader of the Falcon unit. But he didn't know that this was the biggest mistake he'd ever make in his life, and he'd regret it forever. After Long Tu went to prison and started tasting bitterness, his beautiful new wife Tuha was deeply sad and broken. One time, a photo of them flew away with the wind, and while she was trying to catch it, she fell from a high place and died on the spot. When he lost everything and became all alone, Long Tu swore he would take the ultimate revenge. Leader Hong Ba and his deputy sniper Ah Hai were on a mission near the border, watching the Hak Bang gang, which was getting ready for a drug deal with terrorists. Suddenly, 2 patrol cops passing by got suspicious of a car parked on the side of the road that looked sketchy. They got close and confirmed it was a war horse, a car belonging to the criminals the police were looking for. They saw a lit-up house in the distance, so they went to check it out, and it actually turned out to be the gang's hideout. Officer Dong K indicated to his partner that they should go call for backup fast, but unfortunately, the car hit a pole and made a noise, exposing their position to the criminals. Dong K stormed the place immediately to control the criminals, and his partner went in behind him, but one of the gang members grabbed his partner by the neck and took control of him. When they saw this dangerous situation, the deputy Ahai was covering from the back, and Hong Ba grabbed his weapon and got close to the house to save the officers. The criminal with yellow hair shot the officer in the thigh, threatening them to drop their weapons or he'd send his partner on a trip to the hereafter. Suddenly, out of the blue, Hong Ba and Ahai did a joint attack from inside and outside and blew the criminals' heads off, raised their weapons and controlled the remaining 2. Without much talk, the 2 of them fired at the same time and sent the criminals to hell so they wouldn't feel lonely. When Hong Ba looked, he discovered that this officer hit the criminal with a bullet that went through his body with extreme accuracy, and he considered that Dong K had a hawk eye and the talent of a sniper. Hong Ba recruited this officer and added him to the Falcon unit to train him and make him a pro sniper. They started intense training, and the first thing Master Hong Ba asked asked Dong K to carve into his mind was to treat the rifle like his own biological son. Even if he's under attack, it's forbidden to let the rifle get hit or break because any small malfunction in any part will affect the bullet's accuracy. Second thing, it's completely forbidden to be afraid of heights because a sniper's place is always in a high spot to overlook the target, and that's a very important thing. Thanks to the talent God gave him and his self-confidence, Dong K gradually became an excellent sniper and one of the top in the squad, reaching a stage where he could determine the target's distance accurately, even if it was thousands of meters away with just his eyes. Master Hong Ba was very impressed and happy with this young man, so he gifted Dong K a special stone to train his fingers with and increase their sensitivity so that when he goes to pull the trigger, he has the best sense of touch. One day, the whole team was training on hitting a coin from 400 meters, and when the old members of the Falcon unit couldn't hit a single shot, Dong K was able to blast the apple, but the coin stayed intact without even a scratch. At that point, Master Hong Ba told him, "You're gripping the weapon too hard, and that affects the accuracy of the bullet's path. The more you try to control and hold on to a woman tight, the more she feels suffocated and wants to run away from your arms." Besides that, calculating the distance, wind direction, temperature, and humidity to calculate the error rate in the bullet is very important. After he finished talking, Hong Ba did a practical demonstration immediately, and indeed, from 400 meters, he was able to fire a very accurate shot. When they went back to the base and stood in front of the Hall of Fame with the heroes' names, Dong K was surprised when he saw Long Tu's name in first place in the entire unit's history, as the only person who was able to hit a coin from 500 meters and maximum wind speed, and unfortunately now he's sitting eating lentils in prison. Afterwards, Deputy Ahai told Dong K the whole story, and he thought it was just a story to learn from, so he wouldn't act on his own. But Long Tu's achievement gave Dong K an idea and a goal, which was to insist on surpassing the former leader and becoming the greatest sniper in the Falcon unit's history. Time passed quickly like a tank going down a slope with no brakes. 4 years went by, and finally the day came for Long Tu to go back into society. The person who went to meet him wasn't a stranger. It was his kind colleague from the old days who was always watching and protecting him. And like they say, hunger is a disbeliever. The two of them entered a restaurant to eat shrimp pasta to satisfy their hunger. While Long Tu was eating like he was dying of hunger, Ahai asked him how life was in prison. He replied, "Go in and try it yourself and you'll know." He dropped his friend off at home, and the kind Ahai pulled out rolls of dollars and gave them to Long Tu. But Long Tu only took one bill so he wouldn't embarrass him and left. As soon as he entered his old house, Long Tu saw the wedding ring his late wife left in the fish tank, so he started getting hallucinations. Suddenly, he imagined his wife Tuha appeared in front of him as if they had never parted. Imagination is better than nothing, and this shows us how deep Long Tu's love for his wife was. On the other side, when he got out, Hong Ba found out that Long Tu was out of prison, and he looked anxious and stressed because he knew that due to his jealousy and lies, Long Tu reached this miserable state. Indeed, what Hong Ba was afraid of happened. To carry out his revenge plan, Long Tu went to the fish market and gave money to some thugs there, and then he received the legendary Russian rifle from them, along with the SVD, the weapon he requested. When he got home and opened the bag, he actually found a respectable sniper rifle and ammo. By his cautious nature, Long Tu inspected every single bullet to make sure they were good, and then he loaded them into the magazine to use them. The next day, Long Tu watched two criminals named Kiki and Lulu, and just from their names, you can smell the treachery. He found out they were planning to break out Leader Mafong, the same criminal who robbed the bank 4 years ago, and Long Tu's shot missed. Tomorrow, Leader Mafong will be on his way to the hospital. The plan is to kill the soldiers guarding him and take the leader back to the hideout, and in exchange, they'll get $2 million. This small robbery is nothing, but this operation is the big win. The appointment is at 10 a.m. on Trandog Street. When he got that info, Long Tu went looking for his old friend Hong Ba, the person who destroyed his life and ruined his home. Hong Ba caught a glimpse of someone he knew, but Long Tu disappeared quickly, so he started to suspect. But he was busy taking care of his sick wife in the hospital, so he didn't catch him. Suddenly, a nurse came and told him, "A man left this for you," and when he opened it, he found an old phone like a brick. The next morning at the office, Long Tu sent a message to his friend Hong Ba saying, 10 a.m., get the body bagging team ready and come to Trandog Street. Hong Ba sensed the disaster was about to happen, so he got in his car and flew to the location. Long Tu was stationed on a high tower to overlook the area and snipe. As planned, Mafong was being moved in a transport van with 2 police motorcycles in front and an ambulance behind. When they reached the street, Mafong propped his feet on the iron in front of him, leaned back and braced for the impact. Suddenly, a transport truck passed by and slammed into the 2 cops in front, sending them flying onto the sidewalk. In taking advantage of the chaos, the brothers Kiki and Lulu and 3 other criminals got out with their weapons and started firing. When Long Tu saw that these thugs were in a weak position, he started intervening from the tower and shot 4 police officers in their legs, dropping them with total ease and coldness, as if he were taking a walk. This made the criminals not know who was helping them. Hong Ba arrived from a distance and entered the battle, and to handle the situation, he hid behind an electrical kiosk and then finished off 2 criminals as easily as drinking water. The younger brother brother Kiki got on the transport van to free leader Mafong, and the older brother Lulu fired heavy shots towards Hong Ba. Hong Ba hid behind a concrete barrier and shot the transport truck driver in the head, blowing it off lightning fast, and fired a second shot that hit Kiki's shoulder while he was on top of the van. Mafong got out of the van, but there was a living soldier holding him with a chain and preventing him from escaping. From the tower, Long Tu fired a legendary shot that cut the chain and gave leader Mafong a chance to run. As soon as he got in the car and escaped, Hong Ba was going to shoot and finish him, but Long Tu shot the rifle out of his hands and sent it flying immediately. The criminals stepped on the gas and fled like rats. After Long Tu finished the mission of saving Mafong, he hooked up a wire and slid down the tower like a ghost, and no one noticed him. Mafong and the brothers Kiki and Lulu went back to the hideout, but they were confused and didn't know who helped them from afar. The younger brother Kiki said, "Don't trust anyone. Maybe someone is setting a trap for us." But Lulu replied, "What do you understand, you idiot? If it weren't for that sniper, we'd all be dead." Long Tu was listening to them from above and knew he won leader Mafong's trust with what he did. He went to a bar and ordered a soda, and suddenly he spotted another sniper there. It was none other than Dong K playing with darts and showing off in front of girls. Thanks to his ears that can hear a pin drop, Long Tu noticed that Dong K's breathing method had a problem, from the tattoo on his shoulder and his finger movement. Dong K knew this was definitely a sniper from the Falcon unit and knew he was his idol, so he approached him with confidence and said, "You're the only one who hit a coin from 500 meters, and I'll be the first to do it from 600 meters. Long Tu replied, "Your breath is heavy and loud. How do you want to surpass me? Your talk is all lies." Then Dong K gave him the darts and said, "Show me your skills." Long Tu accepted the challenge and with one breath threw 3 darts that landed exactly in the middle of the target, leaving Dong K stunned. Because he's smart, Dong K learned that breathing method from the great master, and as soon as he held his breath once, he was able to hit 3 shots in a row in training, and not a single one missed. When the police did a simulation of what happened in the prisoner escape, Hong Ba chose the 2 best snipers to play the role of the unknown sniper, and one of them was Dong K. Everyone thought it was impossible to hit 4 soldiers from 350 meters that fast, but Dong K fired and in one breath got the 3 shots in the target. Hong Ba knew immediately that this was Long Tu's method, so after training, he gave a student a lecture and a scolding, saying, "When you hold your breath and fire in a row, oxygen decreases and heart rate increases, and that affects the bullet's accuracy. I know you learned this method from Long Tu, but as long as you're under my command, you must listen to my orders and follow my method only." Dong K stayed silent and didn't understand why his trainer was so worked up about it. On the other side, leader Mafong is prepping for a new bank robbery, but Lulu followed him and said, "This place is near the police station. Just 2 minutes and they'll be on us. It's hard to escape." Suddenly, Long Tu appeared and said, "I'll help you solve this problem. In 2 minutes, there will be 5 police cars, and after 5 minutes, the Falcon sniper unit and assault forces will arrive. No matter how much you run, you won't be able to escape." Mafong knew this was the only person who fired at him 4 years ago, but he wasn't afraid. He laughed and said, "Back then you wanted to kill me, and I couldn't imagine yesterday you'd save my life. What do you want? Speak straight." Long Tu told him plainly, "I want revenge. They're the ones who imprisoned me and destroyed my life." After they agreed, Long Tu left and went to Ah Hai, his only friend in the Falcon unit, and advised him to take a week off. He told him, "The coming days will be a massacre." Ah Hai asked him, "What are you planning? Don't forget you were an officer. If you want to know, ask Hong Ba." Ah Hai was forced to go ask Hong Ba and swear by their friendship to tell him the truth about back then. Hong Ba's word was like a bullet that can't be taken back. He insisted on his lie and said, "Everything I said is the truth." Long Tu was arrogant and wrong, and the manager's son died because of his negligence, and he's definitely the sniper who was on the tower, and I'll make him pay the price. He left him and walked away, and Ah Hai became confused, not knowing who to believe. Long Tu's psychological state returned, and he started seeing visions of his wife everywhere and talking to her to calm down, even though she was just an illusion. The next morning, Hong Ba started watching Long Tu, and when Long Tu took a taxi and went to a building to prep for the robbery plan, Hong Ba got on a motorcycle and followed him. Long Tu went up, and after a minute, Mafong, Lulu, and one of their associates arrived. Hong Ba went up after them in the elevator, and when he saw the 3 behind him, he sensed danger and tried to hide his police badge, but they caught him and pulled their weapons. Hong Ba snatched the gun of one of them and fired random shots, piercing Mafong's ear, and took the associate as a human shield, so Lulu killed his own associate by mistake. Hong Ba escaped and hid behind a wall. The elevator broke, and Hong Ba was going to attack them, but Long Tu had to fire to cover Mafong's escape. Hong Ba saw Lulu in the mirror and shot him in the thigh, but they managed to escape down the stairs. Long Tu was left. Hong Ba cleverly hit the fire extinguisher. It exploded powder and blinded Long Tu. He fell, and Hong Ba ran to handcuff him. But Long Tu got up and wrapped a rope around Hong Ba's neck. He could have killed him, but stopped, kicked him down the stairs, and escaped to the roof. Hong Ba doesn't give up and ran after him. Long Tu took a suicidal jump to the roof of another building and grabbed satellite cables to go down, but the poles broke and the wire snapped. Hong Ba was going to grab the wire and could have saved him, but for 1 second he hesitated and let go of the wire, and Long Tu fell from a terrifying height. Mafong and Lulu were going to escape but met the police. Lulu shot a soldier, killing him, and decided to sacrifice himself and distract the police so leader Mafong could escape. Mafong found Long Tu unconscious on the ground, so he carried him and escaped with him. When Hong Ba went down, he didn't find anyone. Above the building, the thug Lulu entered a restaurant and took many hostages to threaten the police. He opened the gas pipes in the place, cut the power, and asked for a car and $5 million. The special forces in the Falcon unit arrived. Ah Hai distributed the snipers, but Hong Ba intervened and made Dong Kei's team back up, which annoyed Dong Kei. The fire department cut the gas, the forces got close, and the snipers stationed. But even with strong spotlights, they couldn't see anything because Lulu covered all the windows and made a shield of hostages. Hong Ba ordered to fire, but the first and second squads said they didn't have the target. He ordered the forces to push to move the hostages, but the third and fourth squads also didn't see anything because the criminal hid behind a wall. Everyone was hopeless, and suddenly Dong Kei reported that he spotted the target. The criminal was visible through an exhaust fan opening as it was spinning. Hong Ba ordered to hit the head and finish it, but Dong Kei had another opinion. He fired a shot that passed between the fan blades and hit Lulu's hand exactly, freeing the hostages, and they arrested him alive. But Dong Kei got a hot shower from his master because he disobeyed orders. Dong Kei defended himself and said, "We arrested him to know who's behind him, and I was confident in my shot." But Hong Ba told him, "If you make a mistake, people die. If you won't listen to orders, leave." And that made Dong Kei feel his master was biased. The next day, Long Tu fully recovered. Kiki was begging the leader to save his brother Lulu, and Mafong said, "Be patient. First, we must eliminate the Falcon unit so the path is clear." The police, of course, were looking for Long Tu and Mafong everywhere. Ah Hai's heart was heavy, and he was sad. Suddenly, Long Tu popped out from the back seat of his car while he was going home, strangled him until he passed out, and kidnapped him in the car. At night, Hong Ba led forces and raided Long Tu's house, but found it empty. There was nothing but the fish tank and the 2 rings. Long Tu had taken Ah Hai and his weapon and went to another hideout. His hallucinations returned, and he sat talking to his wife's spirit, saying, "Tomorrow we'll take revenge on the Falcon unit, and then we'll travel somewhere far, just you and me." She asked, "Will you hurt Ah Hai?" He told her, "No, of course not, my friend." Ah Hai woke up and heard him talking to himself, saying, "Who are you talking to? Your wife died a long time ago. Wake up, Long Tu." Long Tu screamed, "You're crazy, my wife is alive." Ah Hai tried to reason with him. "Turn back from what's in your head." Long Tu exploded at him. "You don't understand anything. They imprisoned me and destroyed me, and I didn't do anything wrong because I'm the best sniper. They were jealous of me." Ah Hai told him, "Stop the delusions." Long Tu said, "I want justice." Ah Hai replied, "That justice is in the movies. You killed me and want justice?" "I didn't mean to." Suddenly, Long Tu saw a vision of the dead manager's son and a vision of Hong Ba laughing at him, so he lost his nerves and fired random shots, and unfortunately, a stray bullet killed Ah Hai, his best friend. Long Tu stood shocked and collapsed when he realized he killed his friend and remembered that his wife actually died and that he's all alone. The next day, Long Tu and Mafong carried out the backup plan. They watched and found out the police were moving 3 tons of explosives. The goal was to steal the explosive truck and kidnap a cop. This time, Long Tu prepared a heavy Barrett sniper cannon weighing 13 kilos that pierces armor. He waited on a high bridge, and when the police car passed, he hit the motor and disabled it, and with the second rifle, he cleared the guards. Mafong and Kiki kidnapped a cop. Long Tu called the intelligence director and said, "I want the soldier. Send me Hong Ba at the abandoned car factory." And he called Hong Ba to challenge him. "Show me your skills, hero." At the factory, Mafong and Kiki arrived with the explosive truck. Long Tu fired a shot at the car door as a signal. The kidnapped soldier got out and gave a phone to Mafong. Long Tu told him, "4 years ago, you were lucky and didn't die. Today, you won't be lucky. It's one shot." Mafong understood that Long Tu betrayed him, so he took the soldier as a shield, and he and Kiki backed up to escape. But as Mafong crouched to run, Long Tu got him with a shot in his head and finished him. This time, he didn't miss and sent the leader to the hereafter. The police arrived and surrounded the place, but they didn't know Long Tu could see them from above at 500 meters, and he started hunting them one by one and didn't let anyone raise their head. The director ordered the Falcon unit to intervene quickly, or he'd blow the bomb. Hong Ba arrived with his team and saw the massacre. He told the best 5 snipers with him, including Dong Kei, "We must avenge our colleagues." One smart guy told him, "Leader, you're the only one who can hit from 400 meters. Well, cover you and you storm," as if he was telling him to go die. They entered the factory and started searching cautiously, but Long Tu was like a ghost, invisible. He made a trick and put a rifle that fires on its own from a transport truck door. A sniper saw it and thought it was him, so they all fired on it and exposed their location. They drank the prank. From above, Long Tu determined their spots. Hong Ba ordered them to move, but it was no use. Long Tu sniped the first one in his neck. Hong Ba threw smoke grenades and ordered to move, but Long Tu blew the grenade while it was in the air and fired 3 shots, getting the second one and finishing him. He changed his spot quickly. Hong Ba thought he was still in the same place, so he ordered coverage and he attacked alone. But Long Tu had circled from the side and shot the third from a small hole, killing him. Hong Ba spotted the glint and determined his spot. Long Tu, the 2 fired at each other at the same instant. A bullet entered the scope of the other, and both were wounded. Hong Ba told Dong Kei and his colleague, "Attack quickly," but Long Tu got up and stood. The Russian colleague ran and was hit in his thigh and then in his hand. Long Tu didn't kill him, so he could use him as bait for Dong Kei, but Dong Kei isn't an idiot. He located Long Tu's spot and broke broke it, took the chance, and pulled his wounded colleague to a safe place. Long Tu pulled out the SVD-2 cannon and lightning-fast shot the heavy Barrett rifle and started shooting at the concrete wall they were behind to bring it down on them. Hong Ba saw the situation was critical, so he told his colleague, Long Tu's weapon is heavy and hard for him to move quickly. I'll run out to distract him, and you take the chance and hit him however you can. Indeed, Hong Ba ran out and maneuvered to draw fire, but Long Tu in one breath fired 5 shots in a row and hit Hong Ba. Dong Ke started the attack, and Long Tu didn't have time to turn the heavy cannon, so he was hit. Dong Ke took a deep breath and fired 3 shots in a row that got Long Tu and finished him on the spot. Hong Ba died too, affected by his wounds. Finally, Long Tu rested and went to his wife, and on the path of sniper glory among the big 3 in the Falcon unit, no one was left but Dong Ke, who was able to surpass his teacher and continue the journey. Long Tu and Hong Ba will remain a legend in the unit's history. The film teaches us that selfishness and jealousy destroy everything and turn a human into a beast, and that public interest and justice are the foundation for us to live in peace. I wish we could all be good people to live happy. And if you like the film, don't forget to like and subscribe to get all new movie summaries.